Hello everyone and welcome to our channel.
While there's no shortage of intoxicating libations in Las Vegas, sometimes there's nothing better than a tall and frosty beer.
Sure, you can always pay the expensive Vegas prices on a bottle of Bud Light or Michelob Ultra. But why settle when there's some great alternatives for craft beer lovers to enjoy?
With ales, lagers, porters, stouts, sours, IPAs, and more, there's an abundance of brewskis to partake in. So in today's episode, we're going to show you what we think are the 5 best spots for beer lovers that are within mere stumbling distance from your Las Vegas Strip hotel.
On that note, be sure to stick around for this crisp and full-bodied episode of
James and Paul Try It All. All right, friends, for our first stop on today's video, we're going to be heading over to Beerhaus here at New York, New York. Let's go get a brewski. All right, guys, we've just popped a squad here at Beerhaus. I have gone with one of my favorite craft beers. This is Golden Road Street Cart. Now, this is gonna be a Mexican lager. I think I've actually had this on the channel, and probably somewhere in another video, but it's very similar in my mind to like a Dos Equis lager, maybe a Corona. Let's just be honest, more Dos Equis than Corona. I, of course, added a couple limes, because what's a Mexican lager without a lime? Give it a nice little squeeze. Yes, all the lime juice. All right, bam, cheers. Perfect, crisp, refreshing. This really hits the spot. During winters, I go for more things like darker beers, stouts, porters, but obviously summertime, I want something like a lager or a pilsner or a hefeweizen, something that goes down easy, cooling and refreshing. And Golden Road Street Cart is one of the best ones in my mind.
All right, everyone, for my beer, I decided to go with the Tenaya Creek Pilsner. Now, this is a local beer out of Las Vegas. One of the things that I wanted to challenge myself with is try to find some local flavors. So I'm excited to give this a try. Now, normally I am not really a Pilsner drinker. I usually go for more darker stouts, porters, but as James said, it is a hot day and I am going to give this Pilsner a try.
Better than Pabst Blue Ribbon, I'm assuming?
Oh my God, this is way better than Pabst Blue Ribbon. Why do we even speak that devil name in existence? This is crisp, refreshing. It does have a nice little hoppy note to it. I'm actually quite delighted with this beer. This one is a 5.4 ABV, and I will definitely say this is refreshing and just kind of has that nice little hoppy finish, but it's not overpowering. Go you, Las Vegas.
Now, since Paul and I have both had Golden Road plenty of times in the past, which if you haven't seen our Grand Central Market in Los Angeles video, one of our few non-Vegas videos, check that out on the channel. We actually did visit their location at Grand Central Market, and that's where we discovered Golden Road. But I've never had the Tenaya Creek here, so I'm gonna give this a shot. I do love a Pilsner. That's crisp. There's a very strong hoppiness to it, but not like IPA hoppiness. I'd say borderline though. It's not offensive, but I would say if you don't like that kind of bitter hoppy flavor to beer, I would probably refrain from this one. If that is something that you enjoy, this is a pretty solid choice though. Cheers. Now, we also want to point out that Beerhaus does offer a happy hour, the 777 Jackpot Happy Hour, with $7 local drafts, $7 draft margaritas and draft Mai Tai, and $7 menu items. Now, this is a happy hour that's available every day of the week, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. to close. So that is actually a really good deal in my mind, for especially the Las Vegas Strip.
We're going to go ahead and check out a few more beer spots. We have more coming up.
All right, folks, for our next stop on our beer list, we've got Beer Park here at the Paris Las Vegas Resort and Casino. Really excited to check this out. This place has got some great views of the Strip. Let's go get a drink. Alrighty, everyone, we are here at Beer Park here at the Paris. Got a nice view right behind Paul of the Bellagio. It's gorgeous, but let's more importantly talk about the beer. Now, they've got a really excellent draft list, and I believe it is constantly rotating. So what we're showing you today may or may not be here if you come, but just know there's gonna be lots of options. Now, today I went with a Maui Brewing Pineapple Mana, which is a pineapple wheat ale and a 5.5%. You know, it's a hot summer day as we're filming this segment. This sounds like to me it's gonna be a perfect summertime beer. Let's give it a taste. That's good. That's good. It's a little bit on the hoppier side, but there's a subtle sweetness, a little hint of pineapple, super yummy. But I will say that personally, if you don't like a big hoppy punch, especially right to start, you might not like this one, but I do, and I absolutely recommend it. So cheers. Let's see what Paul is drinking.
All right, everyone. So I decided to go with a variation of one of my favorite beers, the Golden Road Mango Cart. Now this version is the Golden Road Tart Mango Cart. So I don't know if it's just that they have a little bit of extra tart flavor. We're gonna find out. Also saying about Golden Road Mango Cart, they also offer a Golden Road Spicy Mango Cart, not featured here, but if you are ever at your local large beer supplier that carries all kinds of beers, check with them and see if they have it, because you will not be disappointed if you like chili flavor in your beer. That being said, we're gonna go with the Tart Mango Cart. Let's give it a taste. This is really good. It's pretty much Golden Road Mango Cart with a little bit of extra tart flavor. It's hard to describe because you can definitely taste the mango in the beer. It's very light, it's very refreshing. It's a perfect beer for a summer day. It just has a nice tart finish. So it just kind of brings out the flavor as you drink it. I could go for a second one of these, but because we're covering so many, I'm not going to. That being said, stay tuned. We have more beer coming.
If you choose not to sit on the patio, Beer Park offers an expansive indoor seating area with comfy couches, homey coffee tables, and of course, numerous TVs. We will return to this episode of James and Paul Try It All after these messages. We want to start by giving a huge shout out for the recent super thanks. Thank you so much, you all rock.
Hi there, everyone. I really hope that you're enjoying today's video. If you are, please consider taking a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring the bell icon for notifications whenever a new episode of James and Paul Try It All is released every Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as our weekly Slop Play Sunday series every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. These small actions mean the world to us and really help our videos be seen by more viewers just like you. Now, back to the episode. It's beer time. Continuing on our epic beer quest, my friends, we are now at stop number 3. Now, while this particular establishment is not unique to Las Vegas, Paul and I still feel that it is a wonderful option for beer drinkers like us. So we are here at Yardhouse at the Link Promenade. Let's head inside and get a tasty, tall, frosty one.
Okay, starting off our beer visit here at the Yardhouse, I am going with the Able Baker Honey Dipped Imperial Stout. Now, Able Baker is a local brewery here in Las Vegas. They're located in the Arts District, and they also offer a full restaurant menu as well as their beers on tap. Let's go ahead and give this a taste. That is an amazing Imperial Stout. It's bitter. It's everything I want in an Imperial Stout, but you also have the honey to give it that extra edge of sweetness. And when they say honey dipped, it is sure honey dipped. I'm getting the little notes of honey in this beer, which kind of offsets against the bitterness. But when you're drinking an Imperial Stout, you want something a little heavier. You want something a little bit bitter. It makes it perfectly sippable and drinkable. I'm quite happy with this. I kind of want to go visit Able Baker sometime in the future and see what else they have to offer. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over to James so he can tell you all about his beer here at Yardhouse.
Before I try my beer, I wanted to give Paul's a shot, because first off, I love an Imperial Stout as well, and I always love trying local beers. So let's give it a quick tasty taste. Oh, that'll grab you by the boo-boo. Paul's right, that's delightful. There's a subtle sweetness to it, but a lot of like strong kind of coffee notes. Really yummy. It's a good stick to your ribs type beer. This type of beer I would love in the middle of winter, which is a perfect segue into what I'm drinking today. I've got the 9th Island Pineapple Sour. I love a sour beer. Let's give it a taste. Excellent sour. Goes down well, got a nice little sour tang to it. The notes of pineapple hit your nose as soon as you take that sip, and it's just wonderfully, mildly sweet, is probably the way to put it. I know I've had other stuff by 9th Island Brewing before, but I couldn't tell you what I've had. However, I do remember enjoying them. So again, if you're looking for a local beer while you're in Vegas, 9th Island, Able Baker, either option, really fantastic. Cheers. Alrighty, Yardhouse was so much fun. Whether it be here in Las Vegas, home in Phoenix, or any other locations across the country, I personally always appreciate stopping in for a brewski at a Yardhouse. They do it right. They're, in my opinion, they're one of the few large-scale chain restaurants that I admire. So I do recommend them if you're here at the Link Promenade. That all being said, we're now on to stop number 4, which is conveniently only a few steps away. Let's go check out American next. And just like that, we have sat down here at the bar at American. Now, obviously, they're with a name like American, their specialty is canned beers. Now, I went with a local beer because local beers are always fun to try, and it's something that I don't get to enjoy as much at home. I went with the Revision Brewing Company Vegas as. Now, I love a beer. This is a Northeast style hazy IPA. Let's see if it's good. Oh, I'll put hair on your chest. That's a strong IPA. A lot of that kind of like almost piney but juicy IPA flavor to it. It's definitely on the hoppier, very hoppy side. Not bitter, but very hoppy. So if you enjoy a hoppy IPA, this is probably a good one. It's not sweet in the slightest. It's just got a lot of oomph. It is kind of refreshing though. I would see this being really good on a summer day. Cheers. I'd say that's Vegas'.
If you watch our channel any bit, you know that I am not a fan of IPAs. However, I just have to know, we are all about trying new things on this channel and just getting out of that comfort zone. And I already know I'm probably not going to enjoy this one, but I am doing this little taste because I'm curious. Let's give it a taste. I can see why if you like IPAs that you will probably enjoy this. However, I don't like it.
1 minute later.
It's actually not as bad as other IPAs that I've had. I'm definitely getting very hoppy flavor. I do like bitter flavors, so that's actually pretty good. It's hard to describe. Let me give it one more taste here for good measure. You know, I can see why you would like this if you love IPAs. It's not my personal preference, but it's not a bad beer at all. If you're out at a pool party or you just want something that's local and you just like an IPA, this is definitely Vegas'. Now moving on, I'm gonna actually try my beer, which is the Big Dog's Las Vegas Craft Lager. Now, can we just take a second to appreciate the awesome artwork here? Look at how cute. You've got a little dog Elvis. You've got the little Las Vegas sign. That's quite cute. I do like a lager. I love dogs. Let's go ahead and give this a taste. This is good. It's nice and sweet. It's crisp, it's refreshing. I'm actually quite enjoying this. I can see myself drinking this by a pool on a hot summer day. This is delightful. I'm gonna turn it over to James while he tries it.
The little hound dog Elvis there is super adorable, I can't even lie. I'm a sucker for some good can art. I have bought many a beer just because of the can art, and if I saw this at like a Total Wine or a Bevmo, you best believe that I would probably consider picking this up. That being said, I love a lager. Lagers are actually probably always my go-to. So let's give it a tasty taste. Paul's absolutely right. Very standard lager flavor, but you know, it's good. It's solid. It's a local beer. I love trying different beers that I don't get at home. Goes down easy, and it's got a nice little subtle natural sweetness to it. Absolutely would recommend the Big Dog Las Vegas Craft Lager there. Looks like it's a 5%, so it's a pretty easy drinking beer. However, I will say the Vegas is like a 6.5. A few of these will probably leave you a little lightheaded, so I'm only gonna stick with one for now, because we still have more beer to drink. That being said, guys, don't go anywhere. We've got one last spot to show you coming up real soon. And I gotta be honest, it's the one I'm most excited about. I gotta be honest, guys, I've got a nice little buzz going after American and Yardhouse, but we've got one more stop to show you. So we're gonna be catching the monorail here in just a moment from the link, and we're heading down south. We're gonna get off at MGM Grand and head over to Brewdog. Why don't you come along? We have just been sat down here at Brewdog. Paul and I have each ordered a beer, and we've ordered some snackage too, because we hear the food here is exceptional. So don't go anywhere. We got some stuff coming that we're really excited to show off in just a moment.
5 minutes later.
Our beers have arrived, and I have got one of the staff picks, which is a Slush Rush. Now this is a light wheat ale flavored with cherry and lime. And I have to say, just immediately off the bat, the aroma reminds me of a cherry limeade from Sonic. So I'm very excited to try this. Let's give it a shot. That's really good. Kind of reminds me of a little bit like a sour beer. Definitely on the lighter side. It's a light cherry flavor. It's not overpowering. The lime adds a little bit of tartness and citrus aspect to it. Definitely a good summertime beverage. Heck, I'd drink it any time of year. Cheers.
So for my beer, I decided to go with the Man's Best Vesty. This is exclusive to Brewdog. This is a Marzen style beer. I have not had this type of beer before, so this is gonna be a complete first impression. It's light, crisp, it's refreshing. It's not too hoppy. It's more akin to what we have locally in Arizona called a kilt lifter. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this one over to James so he can take a taste.
Now, I've had plenty of Marzens in my life before, so let's give it a shot, see how it tastes. He's right, it is very similar to kilt lifter, actually. It's good though, very drinkable. Definitely not on the hoppier side. So if you like a more sweeter, kind of maltier beer, this is a good option. Let's see what Paul thinks of the Slush Rush, which I forgot to mention is also a Brewdog beer.
So I'm gonna try this Slush Rush. James seemed to like it. So let's give this a taste. It definitely kind of reminds me of a cherry limeade, but it's still a beer. I will definitely say between the two that we've had though, I prefer my Marzen over the Slush Rush. With what we're gonna have in a few moments, I think this one's gonna work a little bit better. Stay tuned, we've got more snacks and fun stuff to show you.
All right, guys, our beer snackage has arrived. We went with a small plate of Yorkshire puddings, and I have to say, those are some giant Yorkshire puddings. They're nice and crisp on the outside, but you can feel that kind of soft, pillowy texture on the inside. A little side chicken gravy. I'm just gonna do a little drizzle right into the pudding. There we go, a little gravy drizzle. And I'm just gonna tear a piece off. Absolutely reminiscent of Yorkshire puddings. The outside is crisp and crunchy. The inside is soft. It's just like a cloud. It's so yummy. The chicken gravy is so savory and salty and chickeny, full of umami. Really great accompaniment. It's like a Scottish Sunday dinner. My grandfather used to make Yorkshire puddings, and it's been a long time since I've had any that are quite this good. I do want to point out that Brewdog is a Scottish company. And in fact, they even have a burger here that has haggis on it. I haven't had haggis in 3 decades. So this is a really unique option. And if you like this type of thing, come check them out, Brewdog.
Now, since James went ahead and tried the Yorkshire pudding, I decided that I'm gonna go ahead and show you all the giant pretzel. This pretzel looks like it's baked perfectly. I love that there's a lot of pretzel salt on it. Now, we went with the option that adds the little bit of charcuterie on top. So you have your little bits of cheese, you have your little bits of pickles, and you also have your little bits of cold cuts. Now, it's served with a mustard and a beer cheese here. Let's dip it in that beer cheese. Okay, now that beer cheese is nice and light. It's a mild cheddar flavor. Let's go ahead and try some of that mustard. Mustard's not normally my go-to on a pretzel. Let's go ahead and give that a taste. It's actually a honey mustard. That's a nice go-to. Digging into the charcuterie that comes with the pretzel, can we just take a moment to appreciate just how well they folded the little cold cuts here? They look like little rosettes. Take a little bit of the cheddar here. Y'all know my aversion to pickles on this channel, but you know what? It's part of the thing. We're gonna take a little taste. Let's take a big bite. Not the completely overpowering taste I'm used to with pickles. You know, I might have found some type of pickle that I actually like. This is quite delicious.
And I like a ravenous dog.
Yeah, exactly. He is eyeing this thing like a ravenous dog. So let's go ahead and turn this over to James.
It's my turn to try the pretzel. And really, what's a better accompaniment to beer than pretzels? Let's give it a shot. That's an amazing honey mustard. Let's try it with the cheese. A little beer cheese. Delightful. It's a mild sharpness to it. I guess I gotta do what Paul did, because I'm stupid like that. You folks at home can't see me, but I'm wagging my tail right now. Oh boy, that was good. The Lunchables eat your heart out. That was fantastic. I would come back here just for the pretzel. I mean, beer's obviously a plus too. That all being said, that's been our 5th and final stop. Don't go anywhere. We've still got some final thoughts as we talk about all 5 places that we stopped today, and we're gonna let you know which one we thought was our favorite. Okie dokie artichokes. We hope that we were able to show you some really awesome spots for beer lovers such as ourselves and you, I hope, to enjoy a tall, frosty one on the Las Vegas Strip.
You know, you can get your same generic beers on the Strip here too. But what we wanted to focus on with this video was giving you some options where you can get a good beer.
What would you say places at your lowest out of the 5? For me, I'm gonna go ahead and say Yardhouse. And the reason being, Yardhouse is everywhere. I love Yardhouse, don't get me wrong. It's like I said earlier in the video. It's one of the few chain restaurants that I appreciate.
I am actually going to differ with you in saying that my 5th place would be American. I happen to be a fan of when I go out for a beer, I like to have them in draft. There's more of a focus on canned beer.
All right, so now that we've knocked out what we thought was our personal least favorites of the 5, Paul being American, me being Yardhouse, what would you say is your favorite option?
My favorite is going to be Beer Park because of the location at the Paris, the open air patio that overlooks the Bellagio fountains, as well as the amount and selection of beers that they had on tap.
Right, they do have a great selection. My personal favorite, I have to say, was Brewdog. I can see the hype. I understand why people like Brewdog. I thought the views were killer. I thought the beer was good. The slush rush, the cherry lime wheat ale that I had was just so refreshing and a little bit tart and sweet and just wonderful. Truly exceptional, unique beer. I've never had a cherry lime beer before.
Now, the one that we didn't touch on was Beerhaus, but I do want to give a highlight to Beerhaus at New York, New York, because they have some amazing beers on tap.
Good happy hour.
Good happy hour for one, the 777. They're right by the T-Mobile Arena, right between Park MGM and New York, New York.
Right. All in all, I think this video has proven, though, that there are plenty of options on the Las Vegas Strip to get a amazing beer if you enjoy it like we do. Don't get me wrong, there's going to be plenty of places outside of the Strip where you can get beer as well, and that will be a subject for a future video. Until then, if you've enjoyed today's video, be sure and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring the bell icon for notifications whenever a new episode of James and Paul Try It All is released every Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Each week, we're going to continue to bring you hotel reviews, restaurant reviews, attraction reviews, and a whole lot more from Las Vegas and beyond. And we want to take you guys along for the ride. I think that's a great way to end
That's
the
a great
video.
way to end the video. Say big thank you. Have yourselves a great week.
Until next time, friends. Bye.
I know I'm not the hugest IPA fan, but hey, we're in Vegas. It's Vegas as I just have to get another taste of that. You know, the more you drink it, the more it grows on you.